What's up? What's happening? Welcome back into Foxborough Rush. George Balekji here with my, you all right there? Shaken co-host, Travis Thomas. Now, I know you like to rock out.
I like to set the tone. You know, our theme music, it comes in hot, bro.
Yeah.
Set the tone.
How was the 4th of July weekend?
It was good. It was a little, listen, it's anticlimactic. Let me preface my comments by saying
We'll take the anticlimaticism.
I didn't go to actual fireworks. I stayed right on my couch. I drank all the beers in the world.
Nice.
All of them. Okay? And I watched the fireworks right on TV. And you know what? There was a moment, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not too good for this. There was a moment where I thought, man, Trav, everyone in the house is asleep. You're just watching this on TV, drinking all the beer. You're a real loser. And then I thought, but I'm not dealing with traffic. I'm not dealing with the logistics. I'm not carrying all the coolers
and the
chairs. Yeah. Because who do you think does that? Dad, that's who. Okay, my wife ain't doing that. My kids ain't doing that. I don't have to deal with my kids saying, what time are we getting home? Why are we still sitting here? How long is it going to take? I didn't deal with any of that. And it was great. I'm not saying to do this every year, but every now and again, you should throw in just stay at home and watch them on TV. It's fantastic.
You use the word loser, which I disagree with you. For you calling yourself that.
Felt a little loserish.
But you know what you were? You were a happy, at peace loser.
I was at peace. You're right.
I did the same thing.
You're right.
So I've figured out the best thing to do on holiday weekends.
Yes.
Especially summer holiday weekends. In Boston.
Yeah.
Actually, any holiday, Christmas too. But
sure.
is stay in Boston.
Right.
Everyone goes wherever.
Everyone goes.
So my days of living in Charlestown, I was like, why is parking easy? Why is there no traffic?
Yeah.
Everyone goes to the Cape, Maine, wherever they want to go. Awesome. Good on you. Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket. Cool. This 4th of July, on the literal 4th of July, I sanded a dresser. Didn't go great. I learned how to sand. It was my first time doing it.
What are you, Bob Vila?
Who? No, you know me. The fiance and I got a new place. We're trying to repurpose some furniture. Quality wood, want to restain it.
Yeah.
I learned how to sand. And then you know what we did at night?
Yeah.
Barbecued by some friends, walked to the Wakefield fireworks. Oh. Enjoyed them. That's it. You got to come next year. Bring the kids.
I'm down with that.
Because you will park in my driveway.
Yeah.
We'll walk. It's 10 minutes. We'll watch.
I love that.
I think we can watch them from my street.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And
I'm
you're
with
on your way.
I like that. I like that by day, you're HGTV. And then at night, I like it.
I started with a double IPA, but I didn't know it was a double. Yeah, I went double IPA into an IPA. Thank God the grill was ready because I needed food and I switched to water. Or else it would have been tough the next day. That was the 4th of July.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we hope everyone had a great holiday weekend, of course. But George and I are at the stage of our lives where we're protecting our peace. I think that's fair to say.
It's really nice doing nothing sometimes.
Yes.
Next 4th of July, I'll be at home.
Yeah.
Come on over.
I'm coming over.
I'll probably make a day trip to Maine then.
Yes.
But this one, no, I'm good.
At some point, though, I do want to do the full-blown Boston, like go to the Pops and watch the fireworks and all that. I want to do that at some point.
I didn't know the Boston Pops was a thing.
Yeah.
I still don't know it. What is the Boston Pops?
You haven't been?
No,
Me either. So what I've noticed here, and please comment, send us all the comments. We read them on the show, as you know. But from what I've seen, it seems like 4th of July is a big one, and also around the Christmas holiday is a big one, too.
So they do an orchestra music with fireworks? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it looked cool on TV. That's what I watched.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might go to that.
It looked awesome.
Is the orchestra outdoors?
Yeah.
With the fireworks?
Yeah.
All right, I might go to that.
I don't know if it's during or actually I think it is. There was definitely a band playing.
For the 4th,
I don't know if
our
it was
producer
a
Brendan's saying, no, that makes sense.
For the 4th,
I assume the Boston Pops.
And they also do it around Christmas Day. It's a big deal, too.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
So I do want to do that at some point.
One place I'll never be on the 4th. You will never catch me any holiday weekend.
Where?
The Cape.
Really?
You're
done. You're done. You're done with
I will never go a holiday weekend.
Wow.
I'll have to plan it perfectly. Dude, it takes 3 hours to get over that stinking bridge. One way in, one way out, that's my nightmare. I grew up going to the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
One way in, one way out. I know there's 2 bridges, there's a ferry.
Yeah.
No, you can only go from the west, or you take the ferry, which is fine, to P-Town. Then you got to drive from P-Town or wherever you... No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I will never... I'm good.
Logistics, bro. Logistics matter.
It does.
It does.
Peace of mind.
Yes.
Where I live, once you get past Danvers, 95 North...
Yeah.
Cruising.
I love that.
I mean, 45 minutes you're there.
So I'm coming to your crib next year.
You're always welcome, my friend.
Sold.
There'll always be a cold one for you. All right. So we're talking fireworks. We should get into talking football.
Fireworks with that too. Ask JPB.
We're hoping. I was telling my fiance about that. She's like, how did he catch the ball? I go, luckily.
Yes.
He played a position where he just put a club around his hand.
Yeah.
And he still won.
Go see the quarterback, hit him.
He was still sick after that.
Yeah.
JPP, sick athlete.
Every year.
That was crazy.
Somebody loses a finger or two messing around with these fireworks at 4th of July. Don't let it be you, folks. Don't let it be you.
That was nuts. Forget about Jason Pierre-Paul happening to him.
I know.
I've messed around with fireworks. How does that? I'm not getting it.
I know.
How does that happen?
You know how it happens.
You light and you run.
It's not that. It's
People think they hold it. Yeah.
It's the little sippy that gets you in trouble. And then you get on the fireworks when you're all liquored up.
Back that thing up, Terry.
Yeah,
Put it in reverse.
Come on, man.
So what we're hoping to see is fireworks with Drake Maye's play in year 2.
Yeah.
So his year 1 numbers, 2,200 passing yards, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 421 rushing yards, 7.8 yards per rush, 2 touchdowns, 2 fumbles lost.
Yeah.
But here was an article from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. He reported on Sunday on SportsCenter. Patriots are excited by what they've seen from May. Yeah, no duh. He said free agent signing of Stephon Diggs has been a beneficial presence as well. Okay, that's a little carrying the water in a way.
Sure.
You know, helping out the big state, put out some propaganda. This is a quote from Fowler. Everything is calm and collected. May looks composed. They are ready for a year 2 jump. They feel they have more around him. The Patriots have not had a 1,000-yard receiver since Julian Edelman in 2019. They're hoping rookie Kyle Williams, who's been really impressive, can hit it off with May. They're hoping he can make a jump. Stephon Diggs still coming back from that ACL, but he was a positive influence this spring for sure.
Was he?
Let's start with the beginning.
A positive influence.
Let's
Interesting.
start with the beginning.
No love boat there.
They are ready for a year 2 jump with Drake Maye.
Yeah.
No duh.
Yeah.
You put the resources around him. You rebuilt the offensive line. Josh McDaniels is there. There should be. Now, there could be we're looking for a year 2 jump. Do you believe in a year 2 jump from Drake Maye?
Of course I do. In fact, I had this argument yesterday. I do radio on the weekends on WEEI, and a caller called in to kind of get at me. And basically, I was talking about this very subject, George, and saying what I expected from Drake Maye. And I'll get into a couple of the checklist things that I was talking about. And they said, bro, like you're anointing this guy as a franchise quarterback. I said, I'm not anointing anything. It's more about there are certain thresholds and checkpoints that you have to check off in this league to be considered a franchise quarterback. Drake Maye is close to a lot of these already, and he did it without a grown-up as a head coach or a competent coaching staff.
Yeah.
0 in terms of weaponry. 0. Okay, he had nothing
You mean
around
Hunter
him.
Henry? I'm joking.
Right, exactly.
I'm joking. Respect, he did good.
He also didn't play in every game. He didn't, remember, it was a month of the season he didn't start.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there were some things working against Drake Maye here. The worst offensive line maybe I've ever seen in my life with 9 eyes, all right? Here were some of the things, even with the caller, I worked this out, where you just can't deny that these are some checklist things. Franchise quarterbacks in this league, 3,500 yards to 4,000 yards, okay? That's the threshold. 65% to 70% completion percentage. Drake Maye's at 66 with less. He's already there.
Yeah.
He only had 2,200 yards passing, but again, he didn't play in all the games.
No.
And he had absolute trash in terms
He
of...
took over week 6 against the Texans.
Was it week 6? That sounds
Knocked
right.
out against the Jets.
So what's that, 13 games, 14 games?
He played 12.
Somewhere 12 games. Okay. So there you go. 13 games, 12 starts.
Well, because one was also at the end of the Jets game. They're going out Thursday night, and then he was knocked out against the Jets when.
Okay, so he got 2,200 yards with all this stuff working against him. He had
11 full games,
66% completion percentage. Again, this is checklist. This is not arguable. This is what it is in this league.
Yeah,
65 to 70% completion percentage, and then we all know and understand you need a favorable TD to interception ratio, okay?
Yeah.
Drake Maye, I think, had 15 touchdowns, 10 picks. So, look, he's not far off now from checking off some of these boxes. You would think, knock on wood, with an improved offensive line, you would think with better weapons. I still don't think it's great, but the cupboards aren't bare when you talk about a Kyle Williams, when you talk about hopefully a revamped running game, when you talk about a Stephon Diggs. That should be an improvement there for Drake Maye. And it's year 1 to year 2. There's a jump there as well, pre-snap and other things. And now, for sure, you can't argue he has a real coaching staff around him. I think Drake Maye will take a significant leap in year 2, and I think he'll get closer to these numbers I just laid out in terms of the checklist.
Yeah.
And I think after this season, we will have more confidence that he is indeed, if nothing else, the franchise quarterback moving forward.
I think something important you pointed out, too, is that he wasn't even the starter, but he wasn't the starter in spring. He wasn't the starter in the summer. Now, how they divvied up the snaps with the first team and all that, who knows exactly how it comes down to the percentages. But that matters. A lot of the development. So his rookie season, he sat back. Jacoby Brissett was the guy. Drake Maye vocally didn't know, am I the leader, am I not? No, I got to let him do his thing. He's the vet. I'm with the second team. The reps will be different. But now in year 2, year 1 with Josh McDaniels, but year 2 for him in the league, he's the starter.
Yeah.
He's getting all the first team reps and then some in the OTAs. He's going to get all the first team reps when training camp kicks off at the end of July. And it'll be that way. When you're fully locked in, you know what your role is. You're going to get more put on your plate. That matters. And I think he will take a jump with that. It was the same comparison I gave with Jaden Daniels actually when he was at LSU. Transfers from Arizona State to LSU. And his first year, he was not the starter until they broke fall camp, summer camp, right before the fall season. Year 2 for him, though, I said, this is when you got to watch for him. He is now Brian Kelly's guy. Brian Kelly will buy into him, and he knows he's a starter. He'll get all the reps all offseason long. That stuff matters. And Jaden Daniels was absolutely fantastic his final season at LSU. That's why he went number 2 overall.
Sure.
In some eyes, some people thought he could go 1 overall. That matters. How many reps he's getting, the preparation, and his view and how he's being looked at in this entire offseason, that all adds to it. I absolutely expect a year 2 jump. The receiving room is better. The running back room is better. The offensive line is better. The coaching staff is leaps and bounds better. Doug Marrone leading the offensive line, former head coach. Josh McDaniels leading the offense, former head coach. Thomas Brown leading the tight ends and passing game. Head coach experience, play calling experience. That all matters a ton. And you could say with Ashton Grant what he's doing. You could say with whoever, with Tony Dews. These guys, Todd Downing, these guys have had play calling experience or high spots on Vrabel's staff with experience overall where they've been else. That all matters around them. I expect a big jump. I like that.
I do too.
And they're hoping Kyle Williams can hit it off with May. His game reminds me of Josh Downs. I think they'll be really good together. It's tough for a rookie to take on Josh McDaniels' playbook, but I think they do. It's the nucleus around him, the support around him, the structure around Drake Maye is not just better, it is one of the best you could have in the league when it comes to a young, inexperienced quarterback.
I also think there's a couple things we've left out, both of us, in sort of this case that Drake Maye is going to take a big leap in year 2 from year 1. And that's the fact that he's going against what we believe could be an elite defense every day. I think that matters. And I think Mike Vrabel is uniquely qualified to speak on something like that because Mike Vrabel in that defense used to torment Tom Brady when he was young. So every day in practice, and it made Brady better. I think Drake Maye is going to be in a similar situation here, going against what we believe will be a very good defense for the Patriots. That's going to make him better. Here's the other thing. He can boogie. He can move. And that's a bonus. As I go through this checklist for yards and completion percentage and touchdown interception ratio for franchise quarterbacks in this league, I mean, that's the cake that I'm talking about. The icing on it is if you can move.
Yeah.
And Drake Maye is a good enough athlete where we know he can. Both of us are anticipating more design movement plays. I don't like to say design run because it makes it sound like he's going to take off like Lamar Jackson. That's not what we're saying. But we both want to see more Drake Maye moving in the pocket, moving pockets, right? Bootlegs, getting them out, throwing on the run, giving them RPOs. Hey, if no one's open, which could happen with these receivers, okay, tuck it and run. Go pick up 6-7 yards, get out of bounds, protect yourself. So I think we'll see that from Drake Maye. I'm telling you, you look at the checklist, he checks every box of what should happen. Now it's just a matter of the natural progression of him, which we'll see, and also stay healthy. That's the key.
The health is the biggest part. Offensive line is huge. The offensive line looks a lot better. Can Will Campbell play left tackle? Huge question mark. Will Morgan Mogesis be healthy at right tackle? Huge question mark.
Can Cole Strange play? Can he stay healthy? What do you mean?
But I'm not worried
He's
because
a starter.
You know what? But I don't think there's a whole vote of confidence in him being a starter. I'm fine with Layden Robinson there. In reality,
I think Cole Strange is going to end up starting, but we'll see.
If he has the athleticism, that's fine. That'll be experience. It's important who's at left guard because it will be next to Will Campbell.
Yes.
And they'll help protect him. But it's I'm not too worried. Will Campbell needs to work at left tackle. Because here's the thing. Cole Strange could be nails at left guard. If Will Campbell's not working at left tackle, guess who's getting benched? Cole Strange. Will Campbell's getting moved inside.
That's right.
And then what do you have at
Good
left
point.
tackle? But I get what you're saying. Also, Ted Johnson, in an interview with Karen Garigian of Mass Live, he said this: if you look at all the interceptions and the only one win last year, I understand the trepidation talking about Drake Maye. I think he's a special player. I think he has special traits. But I do wonder if he has the mental aptitude or the mental skill set to match what his natural talents are. I think he does. This is a guy that, when you listen to his press conferences every Wednesday, he doesn't say much. But when he does speak, you listen. He could throw everyone under the bus, never does. He always takes the accountability.
Of course.
He speaks like a franchise quarterback and a leader.
Yes.
He takes accountability, he takes responsibility, he wants to be a leader, and he's not afraid to be the guy. He's hyper competitive. He's just, I'm not worried about the mental part with him at all. And that's when I say of his mental approach to the game, him being competitive, him putting everything into the game. Like, he is a football player, and he's so talented with the football in his hands. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, the interceptions, all that, like, cool, man. Like, he was a rook in an awful situation. I have no trepidation with him. I really don't have any concern with him. I think Drake Maye is going to be fine. Whatever stock I would have, I would put into him, especially, again, the structure and the serious football structure around him now.
I would agree with everything you said. I think Josh McDaniels is why I have confidence that mentally Drake Maye will be just
awesome.
fine.
And you know what that leads to? Less
Just
interceptions.
fine. That's right. That's right.
Because he will give him, it was always Tom Brady had all the answers to the test before the game even rolled around Sunday morning, right? Before game day arrived. But when Tom Brady talks about his development and his breakout, like, Josh McDaniels is one of the first people that he mentions. And before Bill Belichick, a lot of it too. Josh McDaniels is an absolute genius. And he knows, I think the big thing too, we've heard from Chris Hogan, we've heard from James White, who we've had on the show. What does Josh McDaniels do? What is his system like? And he just knows how to set up his personnel for success. They could be not the most talented, they could be not the smartest. He knows how to get the most out of them to get them open. With Tom Brady, it was all about trust and knowing where to be. With Drake Maye, it's going to be that. That's why I have confidence in a Kyle Williams.
Yes. I also think, too, and this is projecting a little further out.
Yeah, project.
But I think Drake Maye is going to have Josh McDaniels for a number of years.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you know, he's already switched coordinators and head coaches once, right? Geez, right out of the gate, the kid's got a whole new everything.
Yeah.
But I do believe both will be here for the duration. Certainly we believe that with a Mike Vrabel. And I don't believe people are going to be beating down the door to have Josh McDaniels be a head coach. Which is the only reason why he would leave New England as an offensive coordinator. He's not going to take another offensive coordinator job somewhere else, right? So because of that, I do think Drake Maye will have Josh McDaniels for a couple of years here. You and I disagree on if McDaniels will get a head coaching job or not. I happen to believe he will, but I think we can both agree, if it happens, it ain't anytime soon. So in theory, he should have McDaniels for the next 2 or 3 years, which can only help his development.
And what helps is the guys under Josh McDaniels. Thomas Brown is the tight ends coach and passing game coordinator. If a team out there is dumb enough to hire Josh McDaniels to be their head coach, an NFL team. Come on. It hasn't worked 3 times.
He can
the
learn
Broncos,
from mistakes.
He left the Colts at the altar, and then the Raiders lit cigars when he was
They
fired.
were so happy.
Come on.
He was younger.
The Raiders was 2 years ago.
Things change, George. If he's here 2 or 3 years, you got to give him another shot.
Some people can be good at their job. Other people can't be leaders.
Say that again.
And that's how it is with him, and that's fine.
Wow.
He can lead an offensive line, an offensive room.
Sure.
But he can't lead a team.
What'd you say?
Some people could be good at their jobs, but that doesn't mean those people are leaders. And if someone's a leader, it doesn't mean they're good at their job either. But what makes a good leader is someone that knows how to delegate.
Hey, dog, if I had a mic, I mean, what more can you say? Some people are good at their jobs, but they're not necessarily good leaders. I still think all that's true.
You could be the smartest guy in the room, but can you lead?
All that's true. I do think, though, as he gets older, especially, hey, we're talking about Drake Maye year 1 to year 2 and a leap and all that. If Drake Maye continues to get better and better and better and better,
he will go. If a team out there is dumb enough. That's why I always say that. It's been 3 bad times. But the point I get to, and a bit of a compliment, it took me a while, I was backhanded, I'll own it, I'm pretty rude, is that Thomas Brown being the passing game coordinator, if he is around still and Josh McDaniels is hired away, that becomes the OC. Passing game coordinator this season, tight ends coach, was an OC with the Panthers, called plays eventually, was a OC eventually with the Bears, became their interim head coach. But that's a young mind. Sean McVay coaching tree branch, knows a West Coast system.
Sure.
That's the thing that's important. If Josh McDaniels leaves, you elevate within, you don't hire outside.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
matters with the structure of this offense.
Fair.
Now, same thing though. I don't think Josh McDaniels goes anywhere. If Drake Maye takes off, Thomas Brown, that's the guy that's the next head.
He's a beneficiary.
He's the OC.
Yeah.
He goes to whoever needs an offensive coordinator.
Sure.
Do that for 2 or 3 years, and
then
it continues, then he's a head coach.
Yeah, I could see that too, for sure.
Starts now with him.
I
and
mean,
Drake
listen, everybody eats. If Drake Maye makes all these leaps we're talking about, everybody eats. Everyone eats.
Maye. Here's one more approach I would do if I was Robert Kraft or Jonathan Kraft.
Yeah.
Whatever it costs to keep a Thomas Brown, whatever it costs to keep a Josh McDaniels, pay that. Now, if the title matters to them and they want the challenge and responsibility, I
There's
get
nothing
it.
you can do, right.
But if it's a price, give it.
Think about last season's coaching staff collectively. I'm not picking on anyone individually. Gerard Mayo, excuse me. The coaching staff collectively compared to now, night and day?
Yeah.
Night and day.
First time offensive coordinator and
That's right.
First time play caller at OC, first time DC,
Night and
first
day.
time head coach, first time wide receivers coach in the NFL, a lot of that. And we
Yeah.
saw those issues rear their heads time and time again.
That's it.
We'll take a break here on Foxborough Rush. When we're back, we'll talk more Drake Maye, but more building blocks for the Patriots and around the NFL. Who's promising? Who's a head scratcher? We'll do that next on Foxborough Rush. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. All right, Trav. So Bleacher Report put out an article, the most promising building block of each NFL team. Now, this was something where they're pointing out a young player.
Yep.
And it is someone that's untapped, kind of really on the come up, yet to be a Pro Bowler.
Yep.
And of course, the name for the Patriots, most promising building block was Drake Maye. Really difficult to disagree with.
Duh, of course. It's a quarterback league. I think you could go further than that now, George. It's a quarterback head coach combination league.
And the building block is having Drake Maye with a Josh McDaniels.
With a Josh McDaniels and a Mike Vrabel, obviously giving him a nod too. I mean, yes, Drake Maye is the alpha and the omega when it comes to building blocks for this team, but there's other guys around him, and you see it now how they're constructing this roster. Will Campbell, who we just talked about. Will Campbell's such a safe pick in that if he does not work at left tackle, which is totally feasible, George will tell you all the measurables. I mean, he would be a one of one if he does indeed work at left tackle.
Yeah.
So we're not saying he can't. We're just suggesting the numbers and the measurables suggest that he won't. But he's such a safe pick that if he doesn't work at left tackle, no problem. Slide him right to left guard. He'll be there for 15 years at a high level, we think, right? Travion Henderson, the running back. Home run hitting abilities in this guy. Look, you have to build this run game to help a Drake Maye. If you can't get a play action passing game going because you can't run the damn ball, that hurts Drake Maye. By the way, what helps a porous offensive line? A run game. It's easier to run block than it is pass pro. So Travion Henderson you could throw in, and Kyle Williams we talked about. So there's a lot of guys here building block-wise that can help the Patriots, but it all starts and ends with Drake Maye.
How they went about this article, no Pro Bowls, no All-Pro, still on the rookie contract.
Yeah.
So you get some names that may surprise you, but I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm just going to go outside of that. When I think of the building blocks,
all right,
it is Drake Maye for the Patriots, 100%. You go outside of that, though, you have to say how promising it is. What we saw from a full season is Christian Gonzalez.
Sure.
This guy at some point could be the best cornerback in the NFL.
Whew.
And that is something that is so significant for the Patriots to have. They landed him on the back half of the draft in the first round. And that's when you look at it, too. And I can go with the Keon White as well. The pillar positions. Christian Gonzalez at corner. Drake Maye at quarterback. Will Campbell, if he does work out at left tackle, I think he's stopgap. Keon White as a pass rusher. And then if Kyle Williams works out as a wide receiver, all those guys are on their rookie contracts right now. And all those guys were drafted by the Patriots. Whichever regime it was, it all matters they have him in the building.
You make a great point about Gonzo. I would just caution this, and we've talked about this. I need another season of being fully healthy.
Yeah.
He did it last year, and we reaped the benefits of it. But I need to see it again. If he can put another season together again where he's fully healthy, I think I can exhale a little bit and say, okay, he's not injury prone. He doesn't have a history. Like, it was just his rookie year. It was tough.
Yeah,
you know?
And it was a shoulder injury.
And it was a shoulder injury coming up to tackle, which he can do.
Yes.
Okay, so some of this, you're going to get that. You don't want a debilitating injury where he's out for a long time, but he could be a player because he is physical, big, strong, comes up to hit you. He may miss a handful of games here or there in his career. I can live with that too. I just can't have the out for the season kind of thing.
Yeah.
Last season, he put it all together. Let me see it again before I can, as the caller told me, ordain anyone. Then I will ordain Gonzo if I can get another full, healthy season.
He, for Christian Gonzalez, does qualify too. No Pro Bowls, no Pro Bowler. Obviously, he's entering year 3.
That's going to change.
If Drake Maye did, yes. If Drake Maye didn't exist, I think Christian Gonzalez would be the most promising building block in this list for the Patriots.
No problem there.
But it's Drake Maye, no doubt about it, because that's a guy with small sample size, just a rookie season, not a full game slate, not a full season slate as well for his games played and started. He looks really, really effing good. And that's what matters with this, and that's what makes him promising, and it's his overall structure as well. All right, so I went through this list too. I want to talk a little bit.
Okay. Throw me a team. Who stood out to you?
Arizona threw out Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
Now, yes, if he emerges, that's your number 1 wide receiver. He's your wide receiver 1. And again, the qualifiers they have. But I'm just going to break that. When you go building blocks, the one I want to go away from most promising to where I want to go most important. And to me, most important for Arizona is still Kyler. Can you be a leader and can you win games? I don't think that's ever going to be in him.
He's not a leader.
But
don't we have a large enough sample size now?
Yes.
He's not a leader.
But I think that's still the most important building block, and that is they have a quarterback that's super athletic. But yeah, I don't think he's ever going to be the guy.
I kind of disagree with you. And I like Kyler's game, but Kyler's not a leader. We agree on that. Listen, in this league now, with these quarterbacks, they will move off of you just as fast as they pay you. I mean, these look, it was once upon a time. I know you remember this NFL. We grew up on this NFL where if you drafted wrong at the quarterback position, George, it set you back a decade. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yep.
Nowadays, you can pay a quarterback. It doesn't work out. Oh, Daniel Jones. Oh, the Giants were idiots like we knew, paying him. Okay, no problem. See ya. Here's a check. Beat it, kid.
Yep.
The turnover is just incredible now at that position when you get it wrong. I'm saying you don't get penalized as hard. So I look at Kyler Murray. I disagree. Move off of him. In fact, if I'm Arizona, this is the season. This is the you know what or get off the pot season. I don't know what his contract is. I knew you were going to do that because you're GM George. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. They could have just paid him. For all we know, if the Cardinals, if they lose again this season, and Kyler's Kyler, he has all these empty calories, meaning the numbers. He's a fantasy football quarterback. The numbers look good, but they lose games again. If I'm the Cardinals, this guy's out of here. And that's why I think Harrison Jr. is the answer to the test question here for the Cardinals. You can build around him. You can't build around Kyler. You can't trust him.
They have their way out potentially after this season. So the dead cap hit would be insane.
Of course.
They would be missing out basically on $55 million if they cut him now. But if they wait till next season, they'll only have to eat $4 million.
There it is.
So they're paying him $53 million. They'd only have to eat 4 more.
Prove it year.
If they were to trade him, cut him. And for teams that are desperate at quarterback and people that will look at him and go, I can make him into a winner.
Prove it year.
Definitely is.
I'll give you another.
And if not that, it's right when he gets to 30.
Well, there you go. I'll give you another contractual-esque situation with this list that I saw. For the Buffalo Bills, they had Keon Coleman, the wide receiver. This is a guy you and I are not big fans of.
No.
He cannot separate.
Nope.
His hands were inconsistent at best. Now, he was a rookie. I'm going to give him a pass.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying he can't get better. But he's the mouth of the South. I mean, he's a great soundbite. He talks. He's likable. I get it. But this is the problem in Buffalo. James Cook deserves a contract. And everyone says, well, you don't pay running backs, Travis. I don't want to hear that either. You think Saquon? You think the Eagles hesitate to pay him? How'd that work out? Fantastic, didn't it? Derrick Henry, he's not going to, he's old. Raven said, here you go. What you need, dog? How'd that work out? Like, you have to pay great players, okay? James Cook changed the Bills' offense. He took pressure off of Josh Allen. Josh Allen's turnovers went down because they had a run game. They got away from Stephon Diggs.
And he's a really good passing back, too. Pass catching back.
Yes, and in pass pro.
Yep.
They got away from all the shiny objects and weapons for Josh Allen. They say, you know what, we're going to run the ball down people's faces. It's cold here in Buffalo. In December, you got to play us. It's cold. We're going to give it to this monster 25, 30 times a game. And look what happened. They still don't want to pay him. This is part of the problem in this league, man. James Cook is the guy you build around.
Yeah, and that's someone that is so important to that offense.
Yes.
And it's a key piece you see in any team that wants to win games, especially playing in Buffalo. If you're hosting playoff games or if you're going to be on the road at Arrowhead or Baltimore, that player matters for this offense.
Smash mouth.
And that receiving room stinks. They paid Khalil Shakur. If it wasn't, something that takes you out of this conversation is getting paid, Khalil Shakur is one of the most important building blocks.
Yeah.
Really good slot receiver, really good chain mover for them. One that also jumped out to me, they had Chase Brown of the Bengals on this list. I get it, but it really is it's a Marius Mims. It is their offensive line. It is a play up there. You could even say maybe it's a Jalen Rivers, who they just drafted, could be a left tackle down the road, but it has to be a piece of that offensive line or that defense. The Bengals are fine with or without Chase Brown. With or without an offensive line, though, we've seen it makes or break their season. With or without a defense, we've seen it, again, breaks their season.
They are not good. They're going to be the most exciting team to watch in this league. They're going to live on red zone. They are, George. They're going to score 50 points a game.
Yeah.
And not stop anyone. They're going to lose games 48-51. Like just the most outrageous scores because they can't stop anyone. They have no one on defense. They can't pay anyone. They have no money.
Unserious franchise and has nothing to do with the players or the coaches. An unserious franchise because the owners want to hang the banner on having the least amount of dead cap, least amount of dead money every year in the NFL. Our guy Trevor Flame, who helps out on the show and all our podcasts, will be saying some dumb in the office.
Yes.
Go, hang the banner.
Just hang the banner.
Oh, they got a
guys.
second round pick in 2029. Hang the banner.
It's fantastic.
The Bengals, we have the least amount of dead cap in the NFL. Hang the banner.
Hang the banner.
Congrats.
You're not going to stop anyone, bro, on defense.
And the way they drafted two off-ball linebackers, two interior offensive linemen.
Well, they didn't pay one of the damn linebacker picks. Remember?
Shamar Stewart.
They haven't paid him.
He's the edge rusher.
They don't have any money. It's all wrapped up in the offensive players. Who's playing defense or the Bengals? Who? Me and George?
Good
luck with that.
It's not the offensive players. They want to get a new stadium, I believe.
Good luck.
Pushing for that, renovations, whatever, and that's eating to play against the players.
Good luck. Joe Burrow can't even stay healthy.
You know what helps with that, though? You open up for investors. You get more money and you get some liquid. You're in the NFL.
Wow.
But then that means you have to let go of some control.
Listen, if I'm an investor, this is what I would look at the margins like this.
I would not.
I would look at the margins like this. I would say, all right, offensive, man, there's a lot of overhead here on offense. What are we doing on defense? Did anyone know?
What's the
no
plan
plans?
here?
Oh, no plans? Like Shark Tank? I'm out. That would be my Mark Cuban moment. I'm out. Thanks. I'm out. I'm not investing in this.
Also, for the Packers, they put Tucker Kraft. Yes, he's good. He's a really athletic tight end.
Yeah.
Important to Matt LaFleur's system. Look, he got paid, but end of the day, most important. And this is a conversation most promising, but I want to look at who's most important. It's easy to say who's going to be good.
Sure.
Most important is Jordan Love.
Of course.
If we're going strictly building blocks, most important is a quarterback. And you can say that for so many teams, but the amount of offensive weapons they've drafted, it's Tucker Kraft, Matthew Golden, Savion Williams, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed. The amount of skilled players they put around him, Jordan Love, eventually, it's sink or swim. He needs to swim.
That's exactly where I was going. I have him in the same box as Kyler Murray for different reasons. Kyler's not a leader, and I think he's probably wearing thin a little bit there in Arizona. Jordan Love says all the right things at the podium, seems to be like Green Bay always has a quarterback that's great. It's just, I don't know what's in the water out there. Maybe it's the spotted cow beer. Maybe it's the cheese curds.
So.
I have no idea. But Jordan Love, though, I mean, we all watched the playoffs, okay, last season. Not great. Not a good look.
He was injured.
Well, he was playing, was he not? I don't want to hear that. If you suit up and you play, I don't want to hear, well, he was hurt. No, he stunk in the playoffs. How's that sound? That doesn't fly in Green Bay.
Yeah.
So I think this season is also, much like Kyler, you know what, or get off the pot for Jordan Love as well. I think he just got paid too.
For Jordan Love, yes,
I think
he
so.
did. Yeah, last season he did.
There you go.
Got all the guaranteed money.
There you go.
Next one, Rams. They put Kobe Turner again. If you made a Pro Bowl or you're All Pro, you weren't going to get it. Jared Verse, no doubt about it. Most important, most promising on that team. That's where you can check 2 boxes.
You remember draft night?
You were high on him.
All day. I said the Bears, and they took Rome, right? With
Rome
that pick, didn't they take
out of
Rome?
Washington,
which works out. He's a fantastic player. But look at all the offensive. The Bears are another team. They're the Bengals NFC. I mean, they have all these weapons offensively. I said it draft night, and I'll say it till the day I die. On draft night, the Bears should have taken, he was right there, should have taken Jared Verse. And that team last season, immediate impact, would have been a playoff team in the NFC.
It's a smart roster building move to get a Rome Odunze because you paid Keenan Allen, you paid DJ Moore. Then you get that wide receiver under cost control.
I get it.
And that is also right after they take Caleb Williams. You have your QB
You're trying to protect
and your wide receiver,
I get it.
But it's an edge rusher.
That's right.
And that guy is so different. But he fell all the way to 19.
I know.
So it's not just a Bears issue.
I know.
A lot of the NFL said, hey, we're good. We'll
Good
pass
point.
on him.
That's a good point.
And it's also with the Colts taking a pass rusher. It's with the Seahawks and the Vikings taking pass rushers as well.
Yes.
That says a lot about how many teams pass on him. But, man, Jared Verse, that dude is different.
He's nasty, bro. He is nasty. And he's only going to get better year in, year out. And, oh, by the way, did you see who he's working out with this offseason?
Aaron Donald.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
That matters.
Yep.
That matters. When you have that, you could call it alumni base in a way.
Yep.
For Jared Verse, who the strength he has.
Yes.
Where his bull rush as a rookie was already devastating.
Yes.
To get within Aaron Donald, who is so good with his hands, is going to be absolutely
There's certain, I'm a college football junkie. There are certain players
you see the
that
difference.
you watch in college and you go, oh, yeah. No. He's going to play on Sundays. He's going to dominate. Jared Verse was one of those guys.
That's part of, like, watching college football and, like, evaluating talent for the draft where it's like, don't overthink it. And I like diving into the tape. I read. I do the notes and everything. But it's the same of, like, you're at your kid's high school game, right?
Yes.
There's a basketball game. There's that one kid. You're like, oh, what college is he going to?
That's right.
You don't have to ask, is he getting offers?
That's right.
You go, where is he playing
Where's
college
he going?
ball?
Exactly.
That's what it gets to when you're watching college football.
That's right.
Oh, what round is he going in? Because you know he's going to get paid.
Hey, by the way, Drake Maye was at UNC. He was. That team around him was trash.
Yeah.
Drake Maye.
Another good context to
I
add.
know because I lost money betting on them. Drake Maye was running for his life in college. He didn't have the weapons. It's UNC. Sorry, Bill. Okay. Like, that's a basketball school.
If
Drake Maye stood out.
If Josh McDaniels returns for year 2 in his next tenure with the Patriots. No, if he returns next season, not this upcoming season after, that's the first time Drake Maye will have the same play caller back-to-back seasons.
There you go.
Since before his UNC days.
There you go.
Because it was Phil Longo year 1. I don't know who's there year 2.
Yeah.
Alex Van Pelt, now it's Josh McDaniels.
But he stood
4
out.
different No, he was always
stood out.
He was always fantastic. We'll take another break here on Foxborough Rush. When we're back, we'll get a little bit into the roster around Drake Maye. Less Drake Maye talk, more about the guys around him, who could get cut. We'll talk some candidates coming up on Foxborough Rush. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. Travis Thomas. Mike Jones. We'll see. Are there any others? Marcus Jones still on the page.
There's a Marcus Jones.
He should switch to number 10. Oh, wait, Drake Maye has it.
Oh,
Just salvage the Mac Jones jersey.
You ain't getting 10, buddy.
I know, unfortunately, your credit card got run off for a Mac Jones jersey.
But
Does
you know
he still
what?
have it? Does your kid still have it?
No, I got rid of it.
Nice.
I tried to do the tape, and then it didn't work. So what I did was, it was my son's originally, the Mac Jones. The Mac Jones jersey was my son. So I got rid of that because I need my son to be a winner. You know what I mean? Can't be wearing losers. Then what I did was, he wanted a Patrick Mahomes jersey. He's all into Mahomes. So I got him that, and I got my daughter a Drake Maye jersey. Huh? See what I'm doing there? A little, hey, let's keep the Patriots going
Got
here.
him a Chiefs jersey, though.
That's what he wanted.
I know.
I offered Tom, because he likes Tom, but he never watched Tom. I think it's more of a connect. It's like an emotional connectivity to Patrick Mahomes because he sees him every Sunday, right? So he's like, well, I want a Mahomes jersey. I'm like, darn. So to keep the Patriots thing going, I said, I know, I'll give my daughter a Drake Maye jersey.
It's the red zonification of kids now.
And Super Bowl. He stays up. He gets to watch Super Bowls first half.
But growing up, you never saw jerseys outside of where you lived,
That's a fact.
For me, growing up, it was all Giants and There's a lot of Giants jerseys, some Jets jerseys.
It was Redskins for me at the time. They were called Redskins. Don't cancel me, okay? Sorry. Right. I mean, what do you want from me?
Hit the dump button.
Right.
So I get it with the Mahomes jersey.
Yeah.
You just see so many. I saw a Damian Lillard jersey walking down the street yesterday.
Right.
Relevant.
Yes.
Because he's in talks with the Celtics.
Yes.
But it's just like what you see. It's like, okay.
Well, kids, too, it's just different now. I think fantasy football, and like you said, Red Zone.
TikTok, Reels, YouTube.
It's just, they get attached to players, not so much teams,
Makes
per
sense.
se. It makes sense.
Individual marketing of it.
Yeah.
So, are there any individual players that can connect to on the Patriots? It's tied into our subject. Let's talk early cut candidates for the Patriots.
Very early, folks.
If you look at the roster, who do you think is a cut candidate?
I don't know. I know this. I look at
My co-host on Foxborough Rush, folks.
I look at this mediocre at best, wide receiver room. And I'm like, somebody got to go. How many damn wide receivers? Most teams keep 5 or 6, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, bro, someone's got to go. So let's just walk me through this like a kindergartner, okay?
Yeah.
Here's 4 that we know ain't going no damn where. Stephon Diggs, Pop Douglas, Kyle Williams, a rook.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying because of talent, but I'm going to say because he's new and he was brought in, they do need a big body Benz here. I'm going to go Mac Hollins.
Mac Hollins is staying. They signed him this offseason.
So that's
He's not going
4 that are guaranteed, okay?
Yep.
Stay with me. Listen to the rest of the names. Butte, Bourne, Polk, Baker, Chisholm, who everyone loves. Somebody got to go, don't they?
He'll get practice squatted after Chisholm.
Someone has to go.
I think it's going to end up being a Keyshawn Boutte or Javon Baker.
That's cut?
That's the easy answer, yeah. Kendrick Bourne, I know he was mentioned in some articles, but they would have to eat $5.5 million for him not to play football.
So you think Bourne's safe? I'm going to write him down.
Bourne has experience with the Josh
identity
McDaniels system. He run blocks. He's a slot. He's a bigger body.
Okay.
He will be ready week 1.
So our name, stay with me. Our names are Polk, Baker, and who?
For who could get cut?
For who could get cut? And Chisholm?
No, Chisholm gets practice squad.
Okay.
This is who gets cut in training camp. Kendrick Bourne could get traded at the deadline. I wouldn't be surprised.
If he
doesn't get cut.
If he doesn't.
Stephon Diggs, Kendrick Bourne, Mac Hollins, Kyle Williams, and Jalen Polk, I think are safe.
Okay, Polk's safe.
But I would put Polk over Demario Douglas for sure, though.
What?
I mean, I'll put Demario Douglas over Polk, excuse me.
Yes, hell
Reverse and
yeah.
flip it. There's 6 guys that are safe. Someone will be inactive on Sunday.
Okay, hold on. All right, so then you have Diggs, Pop, Kyle, Hollins, Bourne, and Polk that are safe. Then
It's redundant.
Baker or Butte, they're both gone.
Yeah. Javon Baker he couldn't be active on Sundays, let alone get on the field. And with Keyshawn Boutte, he was the best receiver on a really bad offense. It's not saying much. And he was the only downfield receiver, again, on a really bad offense. I don't read too much into his production last year. He's cheap. Only reason they'd keep him, but I just don't think he has all that. If you're Mike Vrabel and you're about the culture and you're about committing to the team, I don't think Javon Baker or Keyshawn Boutte make the cut.
Man.
Character matters. And that's what Stephon Diggs. But that's what you get with Kendrick Bourne. That's what you get with the Kyle Williams. That's what you get with Demario Douglas. Character there.
This wide receiver room stinks, y'all.
Still does.
I'm sorry.
It's a multi-year rebuild.
Diggs, Pop Douglas, Kyle Williams, Mac Hollins, Bourne, and Polk.
That's why I want to see them double dip in the pass catching in this draft.
Yes.
I wanted to get multiple weapons. They got Travion Henderson, of course, in the second round.
Yes.
Got Kyle Williams in the third, which is fine.
Yeah.
But there needed to be another pass catcher drafted at some point in this one. Not Efton Chisholm. Not seeing if Land Larson can become a slot.
Yes.
Because that guy's going to be a special teamer. He won't be a running back.
Yes.
This wide receiver room is bad. They still need to.
They're still terrible. And then, by the way, if Diggs is not the same guy coming off injury, possible. Or he gets hurt again, possible. I mean, you're running it back essentially with the same group.
Dire straits. But what could change is if a team is in need of a certain position, or if you think, like, Terry McLaurin is still out there.
He is.
I would give up a second rounder for him, and I would pay him. But then does the money make sense when you have Christian Gonzalez, who's about to get paid next year?
Yeah.
And then Drake Maye on the cusp of getting paid himself.
Cross that bridge when you come. Yeah, right? Like, cross that bridge when it comes, because if you have a Stephon Diggs, a Terry McLaurin, a Pop Douglas, a Kyle Williams, all of a sudden now you're like, this isn't half bad wide receiver room. You go from what is this to this isn't half bad. I don't know. I would pay him. Also, you don't necessarily have to sign him to a long-term deal. It's cash that he wants.
Yeah.
So you give Terry a 3-year deal and give him the money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to sign the guy to a 7-year deal here.
It's a matter of you'd give him 2 or 3 years. I think it would be 2 real years of that contract, guaranteed money.
And then you're still in good shape for Gonzo and Drake, I'm saying.
And then when McLaurin's up, yes. Right. And then you're paying Kyle Williams at that point, which is fine. You got to make all the timing work.
It makes sense.
We'll see. We'll take another break here on Foxborough Rush. When we're back, we'll get to a mailbag. Got a good one talking TJ Watt trade.
All right.
Talking some contract talk, too. No offensive line talk.
Oh, thank God.
No offensive line talk.
I'll stick around then.
We'll have that right after this break on Foxborough Rush. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. Let's get into the mailbag, T. Always leave us a comment on our YouTube page.
Can't wait.
Go to Nesson's YouTube page, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment and bring it to the show. You could also leave a voicemail as well. 617-790-0928, 617-790-0928. Bring us the Patriots take.
And keep it clean. We're a family program. We don't mind if you call us idiots. We don't care about that. But just keep it clean. We don't like all that cussing.
I love my 4-letter words. You can email us and not keep it clean.
Then we
Don't
can
worry.
bleep
We
it.
can edit it. Yeah, it's easy. Email the chat at Nesson.com too. That's fine.
Subject, beep, beep, beep. You mother, beep, beep, beep. Send.
I'm cool with it. Here's from Little Nugs, 9942.
What up, little nugs?
What up, Little Nugs? Noogie, noogie.
Is that like a rap name?
I think the defense will perform 10 times better than it did the last 2 years. This season really rides on what the quarterback does. Will he be a turnover machine or will he ball out? Time will tell.
Okay.
Look, he doesn't have to ball out, but he'll play really good. The defense will carry this team again.
I'll take a ball out.
The run game will be there, 100%.
I'll take a ball out.
But it doesn't like, that's also, I expect a big year 2 leap.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's setting the world on fire.
Sure.
I'm not expecting Jaden Daniels-esque performances. I just think he'll be really good.
Yeah.
Maybe that also speaks into what I view as his potential.
Yes.
Where really good for a lot of people will be like, that should be balling out.
Yeah.
I expect a lot out of him. I'm not putting all of this on him. And if he's a solid starter, 3,500 passing yards,
I'll take
600 rushing yards.
That's balling out, George.
28 touchdowns, 10 INTs.
These are balling out numbers.
So then balling out's fine, man. I'm putting more on the defense. I'm not putting
That's where we're all in agreement. The defense will be better than the last 2 years. To the point where if they're not, that is the disappointment. That's the story. I don't think it'll be Drake Maye. Drake Maye could regress and not play well. If this defense is lights out, they're still going to be in these games. Look at the schedule. I mean, listen. There's a world in which Drake Maye could just be what he was last year or even slightly regress. We can't go crazy here. But if this defense is significantly better, this Patriots team is still going to win games.
Yeah. Next one, Vincent Blanchard for the Patriots trade for TJ Watt. The problem is the Steelers will not trade him. And if by a miracle or stupidity they do, it will cost a first-round pick and more.
Sure.
Thereby being too expensive. Not going to happen. Nice dream, though.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, this stuff's heating up every day. And so the latest is they are miles apart on a contract. Like, not even in the same zip code. Okay. So at this point, if you're the Steelers, I know you said it would be stupid of them. Is it? Like, you can get a lot on the open market for TJ Watt. And if you're that far away on a contract, good on you. Go get it. I'm more in the Trey Hendrickson camp. And I know I'm on an island here, and that's fine. TJ Watt's a better player. There's no denying it.
I think the price would be lower to get a Trey Hendrickson.
But the price will be lower to get Trey Hendrickson. He's also more available than a TJ Watt. He doesn't get quite as banged up.
Yeah.
His production has been insane the last couple years, consistent across the board. He's ticked off. I mean, the Bengals can't afford him. I would trade for Trey Hendrickson, give up less, pay him, and tell him, hey, happy to have you here. Go do what you were doing in Cincy here, and we're going to the playoffs.
It's a smart play by TJ Watt and his agent to get paid nonetheless, but when they bring in Aaron Rodgers, they signal they're going all in to win now.
Yeah.
So, hey, now's the time to get paid or trade me.
Right.
I wonder if the Steelers, it would be a first-round pick for TJ Watt. I wonder if they really look into that because I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers in the signing. I don't believe this team long-term. I don't believe anything about the Steelers and their structure with all this money on the defense. If they trade TJ Watt and then they have 2 first-round picks and a good quarterback draft coming up, that might be just what they need to get a franchise quarterback.
Sure.
Now, that's a prospect over a proven commodity. I'm always going with the proven talent. But with the Steelers team, I wouldn't write anything off. And I don't think TJ Watt, to your point, though, him getting traded, I don't think that's insane. A first, though, too rich for me if I'm the Patriots.
Well, but that's what it's going to, that's what it's going to take.
To that point, TJ Watt would fit. I want Terry McLaurin the most out of the 3.
Me too.
But Trey Hendrickson would work. I think he's most likely to be available out of those 3.
Better asking price.
Another one from Ricardo Diaz.
Ricardo.
You trade for Watt only when you're positive it's all you need for a Super Bowl. The Patriots aren't there yet. Agree.
All right.
Really easy answer there.
Right.
Agree. Yeah. Who we could see trade for TJ Watt, maybe the Lions if they don't like what they see from Aiden Hutchinson coming off that severe broken leg.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't think the Green Bay Packers would do it, but they could be.
Contenders.
You'd be a difference maker there, right? Mm-hmm. And or it could be teams like the Rams that don't care about picks. A TJ Watt with a Kobe Turner.
Sure. I know
Jared Verse.
I know the Patriots aren't competing for a Super Bowl here, like the comment suggests. But if you get a T.J. Watt on this defense, why the hell can't you be a wild card team or even push the Bills for the division? And if you get in the dance, who the hell knows?
Giving up a first and paying him, you have to be a lot closer to getting a ring.
Fair, but I'm saying adding him to this defense. I mean that doesn't put you in the conversation to make the playoffs. If you get into the playoffs,
yeah.
Who's to say you can't beat Mahomes?
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say you can't? I mean, I don't have this mentality like, oh, this team can't compete this year. You get a T.J. Watt on this defense, you maybe could compete this year. I'm sorry.
Next one from John Stark 117. Always a commenter, always great comments. Much rather invest into the future with their picks. They got $60 million that they're likely going to carry over into next season.
Yep.
They have 2 massive contracts between Maye and Gonzo that they're going to have to start clearing room, saving money for. Yeah. I don't see them going all in until next season or the following when it comes to cap room. The one I would give, if you go for Terry McLaurin, though,
yes,
he fits to the window before you have to pay both.
Yes.
He helps out now, and he'd be around while Drake Maye's still on a rookie scale contract. Terry McLaurin move makes sense more than the edge rusher. Also, the price you could get for a Terry McLaurin
in this league.
But that's what they are looking at to roll over cap.
Sure,
space.
and we also see in this league now more than one guy gets paid on a team. So like, don't get caught up in Gonzo and Drake, you're gonna have to afford them. Like, there's a world in which you can afford everybody. Okay, like they have money, go spend it and become a good team. Just do that.
You have to draft well.
Yes, you do.
For that to work, though.
And develop.
And the Patriots need the picks.
And develop.
They haven't been drafting well, especially on offense.
Facts,
So we'll see there. Hey, that wraps it up for Foxborough Rush. I'm George Balekji. He's Travis Thomas. You guys know where to catch us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right here on NESN Nation, 1 to 2 p.m. with brand new episodes. Also, everything on YouTube. You can listen to them all on Spotify, Apple as well, wherever you get your podcasts.
Come on.
Leave a comment. Put a thumbs up on the NESN video. Subscribe to NESN's YouTube channel as well. Follow us on social media. And again, 617-790-0928 to leave a voicemail on the Patriots or email us the chat@nesson.com. Double T, GB. We'll see you guys Wednesday with a new episode.